Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. It's another beautiful day here in downtown Sydney, Australia, and another edition of Empire's Movie of the Week. I'm editor Dan Murphy, and with me is senior editor David Michael Brown.
Hello.
12 Years a Slave, set in 1841. This is based on the memoir by Solomon Northup. Solomon Northup, a free black man who lives in Saratoga, New York, with his family, his two kids. He's a carpenter and a musician. He takes some work offered by a couple of chaps, played by Scoot McNairy and Taran Killam, to do a couple of weeks' work as a fiddle player for well-paid work in Washington, D.C. After a week of that work, at dinner, he's drugged, he wakes up in chains, he's beaten, told his name is Platt, and then sent to down the river, literally, to New Orleans, where he is sold by a particularly oily Paul Giamatti into slavery to the plantation owner William Ford, played by Benedict Cumberbatch. Thus begins Solomon Northup's extraordinary and horrible journey into hell. While he's at Ford's plantation, he shows obvious gifts as a carpenter and as an innovator. Is rewarded with a violin, but also with the ire of the white overseer, played by Paul Dano, who has a confrontation with him and then attempts to lynch Northup / Platt. From there he gets sold for his own safety to Edwin Epps, played with
His own safety.
Yeah, I know. Played with dead-eyed reliability by Michael Fassbender. Edwin Epps is a plantation owner as well, who believes that God has sanctioned his right to be cruel to his slaves because they are property and below human. Let's have a look at some of the examples an example of that now with the clip here.
That's it. Do not look in his direction. Continue on.
That's it.
Found him, master. Brought her back just as instructed.
What'd you just now tell her? What'd you say to Bets?
No words were spoken, none of consequence.
You're a liar. You damn liar. I saw you talking with her. Tell me.
Can I speak of what did not occur?
Oh, Master Black, bro! Master! You come here.
Master, I
said come here!
I brought her back just like you.
Come here! Master!
Master! I got it just as instructed. Master!
You stay away from Pat's boy.
Master out.
Look, it's really heavy stuff. So McQueen, after great films, Hunger about the hunger striker Bobby Sands, also Michael Fassbender, as was Shame, the sex addiction.
They're a good match, aren't they?
Yeah, they really work well with each other. Both are terrific artists. In this movie, though, he really arrives as a dramatic filmmaker. He's notably cool eye. He's an artist first and a filmmaker second. His notably cool eye really serves him well here because he sort of exhibits the horrors of slavery, the separation of families, the brutality, the callous, casual, supposedly Bible-sanctioned right to be inhuman to our fellow man. He captures it with a really unflinching eye, without it doesn't ever feel like you're being manipulated. This is the way it was. A lot of academics have come out and said this is the most accurate depiction of slavery, the sights, the sounds, the wounds of it that's ever been made.
And it's amazing how he points his camera up and just lets his actors do their work, and the performances because of that are just...
It's devastating is the term for this movie.
It's a catchphrase, isn't it? Yeah.
Look, the performances are amazing. I mean, we've mentioned Michael Fassbender, who is...
You wonder how Fassbender and Paul Dano, who you mentioned as well, their characters are so despicable. I mean, how they slept at night.
Yeah.
After a day shooting.
Well, those characters seem to be ostensibly just basic evil guys to me. The ones that made me that were even possibly more insidious is William Ford, who's quite benevolent to his slaves. And in the book, Northup says he was bound by circumstances. Yeah. And that's just not good enough, mate. You can't be a good man.
It's
only
a cop-out
so far.
excuse.
Yeah, kind of. That's right. Look, Chiwetel Ejiofor should win the Best Actor Academy Award for this performance. It's a tough field. He's got Matthew McConaughey for Dallas Buyers Club. He's got Leonardo DiCaprio.
And Bruce Dern as well.
And Bruce
Could be a
Dern for
dark horse.
Nebraska. Exactly. So, also similarly fantastic is Lupita Nyong'o, who's a newcomer. She is devastating as Patsy, who is the prized slave for her ability to pick 500 pounds of cotton a day by Epps, and he also, rapes her fairly consistently. And which leads to the next point. It's heavy going. This is filmmaking as it should be. It is, it unpeels the onion of a horrendous part of history, and does so with amazing poetry. The music in the film is usually in situ and of the day. Sung by the slaves picking cotton in the field, or the dances of the white folks played by the black musicians.
And also, I mean, we have got some horrific scenes, but the way he captures them. And it's an unflinching eye. He never pulls away, but he also doesn't wallow in it. And he just, through camera movement and some of the framing, which kind of pull your attention away from what you think you should be watching, and just everything that's going on the screen, like, it's never, I mean, Django Unchained covered a similar territory, and that was all, gunshot wounds and poked out eyes and blood.
That's a rock and roll.
Yeah,
that's a movie,
completely.
That's a southern, an exploitation flick. Where this is, this is a document for anyone who has thought about seeing movies that will change you. I've had to wait till the end of the credits, so I had to compose myself before I left the cinema. It's 5 stars from me.
It's devastating, emotional, and incredible. It's one of the best films you're going to see this year. So 5 stars from me.
Okay, so that's it from us. You'll notice we weren't too silly there because it's it's serious stuff. But next week we'll be talking about Labor Day, the new one from Jason Reitman. Until then, see you at the movies.